In this video, I'm going to do an unboxing and setup test of the Heimvision HM203 Wi-Fi camera. Hi, this is Andrew from T is for Tech, and today I'm taking a look at the Heimvision HM203 smart Wi-Fi camera. And first, I'd like to thank Heimvision for sending this over to the channel for a review. I do appreciate that, and I'm happy to take a look at this and unbox it and kind of go through the specs and do the setup of the camera, and also going to provide some sample footage. And so this is an interesting one, and we'll see. We'll see how it compares to some of the other ones. I don't have like super high, expensive quality other cameras. There are a couple Foscam cameras, and I think a D-Link is one of them. So I've had some experience in the past, with Wi-Fi cameras in my home. The one thing I would just wanted to say, like, for whatever reason, this looks like the character from WALL-E, Eve. That's what my son said right away. He said, "Is this from the movie?" And I'm like, no, it's a security camera. But anyways, yeah, so this is the HM203, 1080p resolution. It has a micro SD card storage on the device that can take up to 128 gigs of storage. Has a 110 degree field of view on the camera, which is kind of wide. So we'll see what that looks like when we test it out. It also has pan and tilt ability, so it can tilt 55 degrees, and it can pan like 355 degrees. So it can do quite the rotation on the panning. It has a 4x digital zoom. It says like IR illuminators in it, so you can have night vision. So the IR distance is 15 meters. A typical power supply. And what you get in the box is the camera, power cable, the adapter, a tray for the base, I guess, quick start guide, the LAN cable, and some screws. Basically, some of the key features that it talks about here: advanced night vision mode, handy two-way audio. So we'll have to do some testing there on the two-way audio. It has intelligent tracking. It does support a wireless. It does support a wired LAN connection. Access point hotspot connection, so can it connect to your Wi-Fi, intelligent motion and sound detection, and then it has micro SD card, and I guess Heimvision has a cloud service also that you can probably subscribe to. So I already took the plastic off of this. It had a shrink wrap plastic cover. I haven't opened it, but I took the plastic off because when I try to do the intro, slider shot of this, the plastic was like reflecting way too much light. So basically, kind of a box here. So you slip this off, and then you get a box, a nice blue box inside, and then this kind of opens up. Maybe. Okay. So basically inside you have a couple cards here. If you're happy, it tells you how to reach out to their support team if you're unhappy, or if you're happy, right? So you got that. You have the quick start guide. So a nice little booklet here, and we'll probably have to go through this at some point to make sure that I'm not screwing something up. So this just kind of goes over like the features of the product. Talks to you about how to register and download the mobile app, and so pretty detailed guide in a bunch of different languages. So we have that. Then we have the camera. Then we have the camera itself, kind of like in a little plastic. So this is what it looks like. Looks like it takes a micro USB for the power, the Ethernet port on the back. Looks like a speaker grill. And then this, I don't want to turn it, but it seems like this will turn, right? So the top ball will pivot side to side, and then the inside of the lens will go up and down. So for the panning and the tilting versus the rotation, so this has a nice, or this has a piece of plastic over it, so I'll peel that off. And then you have the camera lens, looks like a microphone hole, and I'm assuming this is the infrared illuminator there. I don't know if you can see this. So that's that. So I'm gonna put that there. So what else is in here? So okay. So then we also have some accessories. Okay, so for accessories, we obviously have charging cable. So basically a little USB charging cable, and this looks like it's just it's like a 5-volt, 1.5 amp power brick, and a white micro USB cable. So we have this. They give you a slim LAN cable, so it's Ethernet LAN cable, and this looks to be some sort of wall mount. So they give you a couple screws and some wall adapters for drywall. And then this looks, yeah, so this is so I'm assuming you can mount this a few different ways, kind of on the wall. And this must be just another, I don't know why there's two, but it basically looks like this kind of goes on here, and yeah. So you can do some sort of adapter, right? This might be able to go a couple different ways. Probably can, yeah. So that just kind of snaps on there. Yeah, so I mean, it looks, I dare to say cute. It doesn't look like a security camera, right? It looks like, oh, look at that little thing there. And one of the, I guess, advertised uses too, even they even have a picture on the box of a baby, right? So if you're using this in your child's room to kind of monitor, maybe as a baby monitor, which is also interesting because it has the voice, so you can talk to, you can talk through it and listen. So, that might be an option. It's just like all around camera, right? It looks pretty cool. So we'll definitely, in the next part of the video here, take a look at setting this up and, going through that experience. So now I'm going to go through the product setup directions. The first thing I need to do is install the app. So I'm just going to the App Store. There's a QR code that you can scan, but I'm just going to go to see how it shows up in the search. And they tell you to search for the YCC365 Plus app. So that's here. So let's get that. Okay, so that's downloading. So, and I'll show this. I'll share this screen as well as part of the video, and maybe to the side here or something. So, okay, I would like to send you push notifications. Yes. I need to sign up. So I'm going to Andrew. So I gotta create a username and password, or a email address and password. So that took about 5 minutes to get the confirmation link on creating the account. So now I'm gonna log in here. Oops. Okay, so I logged in. Basically says here, click here to add devices. There's a starter video, which looks like basically walks you through setting up the cameras. So you can take a look at that, I guess. And I will basically do the same thing. So I have intelligent camera, device adding by scanning the code. Pair with Wi-Fi by scanning QR code on the mobile phone. Well, that's actually kind of cool. So there's 3 options to do this. It looks like, and I'm going to do the first one, but you can do it by plugging it into the network cable, and then I'm assuming go to the actual device via the computer to set up the Wi-Fi. This thing, I guess, can broadcast a ad hoc Wi-Fi thing, so you can connect to that for your phone and do it. But let's try this one. So connect to the it says connect the power supply, wait for 30 seconds. So I'm going to do that. So it's doing something here. It's starting up. Okay, and it says keep pressing these.
Please configure camera by AP hotspot or scanning code.
So it talks. Okay, so it says scanning code. Okay. Connect to Wi-Fi. So here I'm gonna put in my Wi-Fi password. Okay. So then I basically get a QR code here on the phone that I need to align, and it says I heard the beep. So now, all right, so basically,
Please wait for Wi-Fi connecting.
okay, so basically, in the phone, you enter the Wi-Fi credentials, it creates a QR code, the camera scans the QR code, and then connects to the network. So we'll see here if this actually works. I'm assuming it will. It's actually pretty cool way to do it.
Wi-Fi connect failed. Please configure again.
Wi-Fi connect failed. Well, alright, so that didn't work. Let me try the other way. Alright, well, let's try it again. I'm going to try it again. Not sure why that had that problem. All right, so try this out.
Configure camera by AP hotspot or scanning code.
All right, so now Cloud Cam shows up. So AP hotspot. I don't know why this says the device does not support 5G network. I have an Eero Wi-Fi system that has simultaneous 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. So yeah, that's connected. Okay, choose one. See, oh, this is. I'm curious why this happens, right? So the so the problem there might be, I don't know.
Please wait for Wi-Fi connecting.
I don't know about the.
Please wait for internet connecting.
So I'm not sure really what happened. Doing the scan of the QR code, it might have gotten confused because I have a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz network in my house with the same SSID using the Eero. Well, yeah, using the Eero.
Internet connected.
Okay.
Welcome to use cloud camera.
Okay. Using the Eero Wi-Fi system, so it broadcasts simultaneously on two different bands with the same SSID. So apparently, unless I picked the wrong thing somehow, using the QR code must have selected the 5 gigahertz network instead of the 2.4 gigahertz network, and then the camera could not connect. So I don't know. So that's a little bit of a hiccup there, but I went through the access point setup. So connect your phone to the ad hoc Wi-Fi that this thing emits, then select the network and the password. Anyways, so it might have been my error on the QR code thing, but it only showed one network. It didn't show two. So I don't know if that's a bug in the app or what. But anyways, so yeah, so now this is set up. So I'm gonna enter device name and just say whatever, YouTube camera. Done. Start to experience. Got it. Got it. Got it.
Got it.
Got it. Got it. Oh.
Hi guys. Yeah.
So
This is actually,
hi guys. Yeah, so this is actually broadcasting the sound. I'm going to mute the sound on here. So that's cool. So as you can see, this is pointing at me, and I'm sitting here, and obviously I have the phone in my hand and the lights here. So yeah, so this is pretty cool. So you can basically pan and tilt the camera here. Those lights are really overpowering. Saying HD quality. Oh yeah, there we go. That's better quality. I don't know why it defaults to standard quality, so this is HD quality. So there's a recording service that I'm not subscribed to. So all right, so that's wait, how do I do this? So devices on, devices off, cloud service, no service, SD card. Yeah, I need to put in an SD card. This is pretty cool. It's pretty reactive because I mean I'm basically just using this little wheel or little controller on the phone, and it's working pretty well, almost instantaneous to the camera. Okay. Anyway, so that's I guess a little bit of basic setup here. So what I'm going to do now, actually, where is the SD? Where does the SD card go? Okay, so I guess. Oh, that's interesting. So to get to the SD card, you just have to make the camera go all the way up, and this is the reset button. So let me. All right, I'm going to put the SD card in here. There's an SD card slot. I don't know if you can see how this is at the bottom. I'm going to put an SD card in there, and I'm going to go put this in my kitchen and see, and do some test recording around the house, I guess, basically. Just pick a few different places around the house and just do some video with that. Okay. Yeah, so I'm going to do that, and I'll be back, I guess, in a minute. And then here I just put it on the floor, and I was kind of sitting next to it, trying to get my dog to kind of come over. And the camera was, I think it was moving by itself. I had the active track on, and so it was kind of pointing in the direction of where the movement was happening, which is where the dog was. So I guess the image quality, I mean, it looks okay. I mean, it's not the crispest, clearest video that I've seen. And when I look at it in Premiere here, it shows up as 1080, but only at 11.88 frames per second. And I didn't really see any specs anywhere on the box or in the documentation that talked about the frame rate. But all basically these color images or these color videos all look to be around 11.87 frames per second. And there's one that says 11.88. And then there's like a 7.96 and an 8 frame per second on the infrared night mode, which you'll see in a second. So here this is just in a bathroom in the complete dark. So the lights are off and the door's closed, and I'm out in the hallway. And the camera itself is just sitting on top of the vanity, and I'm moving it around with the app. So, I mean, I guess it does pretty good to illuminate. This was pitch black, no light at all. And again, when I look at this in Premiere, this one shows up as like 7.96 frames per second. So like 8 frames per second and 12 frames per second looks like what this camera is doing, depending on if it's doing the infrared mode or not. So here I stuck it on my fireplace, and this room is not really that dark. And so this was on the auto infrared mode, and it was dark enough in the room, I guess, that it kind of forced the camera to go in that mode. And in a second here, I'll turn that off so you can see what it looks like not in infrared mode. So this is it. So this is what the room looks like just normally. So kind of curious as to the sensitivity level, or if you can adjust that, the auto infrared, because this is not super dark, right? There is some light spots in the back, and the room isn't terribly dark. So that's one thing I need to look into a little bit further. There's also a scheduled mode where you can set the time, I believe, for when you want the infrared to turn on and when to turn off, etc. But this again is just kind of the auto settings out of the box, and here I'm just again remotely kind of controlling it using the app. So that's about all I have for this review. It's been about 25 minutes, so I'm sure you're tired of listening to this. So all in all, I think this is a pretty decent option. There's a few hiccups that I had along the way, but there are some definite pros. It has pretty decent video quality. I like the pan, tilt, and remote sound options. The event-based recording and just its size are an advantage for this camera. Some of the areas of improvement, I think, could be around the mobile app. I had a weird experience with registering using the QR code if I have a split network with 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. I don't think there's any way to get access to the remote stream directly from the camera without the app. And that's one thing that I'm able to do with the Foscam and my D-Link is, go to the web interface for those cameras and actually get an authenticated link to stream directly from the camera. So if there's some other security software where you want to kind of tap into the feed, I'm not sure if it can be done with this camera. But again, maybe the target audience is someone that wants to use the app to view this camera plus multiple other cameras, right? So it may or may not be a problem depending on your use case. And the other thing I didn't try out with the camera is the cloud service. There was a 3-day trial or some sort of short trial, but I just didn't have a chance yet to try that out. So if I do try that out, I'll certainly come back in the comment section here and provide an update of kind of my thoughts around that. But generally, I kind of typically don't like being tied into cloud service plans from camera companies. So it's something that I really like to try to, kind of control myself. So that's one thing, in my mind, looking at this, it may be a negative, but I'll see in the future if there's a way around that. And like I said, update this review or kind of add some more information in the description of the comment section. Thanks again for watching. This is Andrew from T is for Tech, and I'll see you next time.